What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to go over the Nio earnings that were released yesterday. Yeah, that's how we feel about them. But before we hop into that, we ask you guys hit that sub button. Let's throw out a new goal. We hit our 1,000 subs. Thank you guys so much for that. Let's throw out a new goal. I don't know. Let's say 2,000 by the end of February. Yeah. What are we in, March now?
Yeah.
March. 2,000 by the end of March. I don't even know if we can do that. I don't know how fast it'll grow. But let's do it. What the hell? Let's see if we can do it. So hit that sub button. Also, link in the description for the Patreon if you guys want to join our Discord. We got a great community over there. Everybody's talking pre-market. Everyone's a little sad today because Nio's down a lot. But everybody talks pre-market, talking about stocks, everything we want, you know, everything everyone's watching. Also, you get access to our portfolio, which is up. I believe it's still up about 30% or so, even with all these red days, man.
For the year.
Still not looking pretty. But for the year, correct. But without further ado, man, let's give it some razzle-dazzle and hop into it. So let's start off with Nio. Again, today is not a good day for Nio. Down 12% as of right now. It's about 3 o'clock on the eastern seaboard over here. Again, we're down about 12%. Earnings did not go as planned. I think they crushed it to some aspects, but I think it was the projections of what they were expected to release were a bit too high, and I felt like I said this multiple times in the last videos. I did not want this to happen, and it's exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. So they were expected to announce a -7 EPS, and they did -14. I feel like that and the delivery numbers for February were kind of like the killers with, you know, the earnings themselves. So everything else looked good though. Like their revenue was up. The revenue for the year was up 107% from 2019. And they delivered 5,578 vehicles in February, which is down from the 7,200.
You got to think about it too. In January, there's 31 days. February, there's only 28 days. Plus, you had the Chinese Lunar New Year. And from everything I was reading, they shut down for like every factory in China, not even just factories, just everything in general, shuts down for a minimum of 7 days. So if Nio shut down for, let's just go with 7 days because that's the minimum. I was trying to find if Nio shut down, or like specifically how many days they shut down, but I'm just base this off of the minimum. So 28 days in February, they shut down for 7 days, you know, that's only 21 days. So if you actually work out the math, they did 233 cars a day in January, like around there. There's, you know, it's 233 point something, you know, because it doesn't divide evenly. But in February, they did 265 cars a day in February. So, I mean, yeah, it looks like they only did 5,500 cars, but there's also like they technically had 10 less days. So,
yeah,
they did more.
So it was not, it was not in their favor for February. If we look at, so Nio put out a tweet earlier today, you know, going over all their Q4 financial results and all that stuff, you know, and again, like everything was up except for that EPS. It was a really big playing factor in those deliveries. You know, the annual revenues reached 2.5 billion. Their gross margin grew by 17.2%. Like, I mean, I could sit here and read this to you, but I'm not going to do that. You guys know what to do. You know, I think this is a huge, like, everyone was expecting so much out of Nio because of the growth that they had at the end of 2020. That everyone was expecting massive numbers, which that's understandable.
I mean, they gave you good numbers. Like their revenue for Q4 was over $1 billion, and their Q3 was 666 million. So like they blew that out of the water. And like you said, the EPS, you know, weeks ago was, what were you saying it was? Negative?
It was on Weeble's website, or on the Weeble chart that we look at, their initial reporting was -16 cents a share. And then it went to -14, then to -8 and -7. Well, when you start getting higher and higher,
that puts more and more
pressure. Exactly. You're putting more pressure on them to report better results. And sure shit, man, we you know.
Yeah, so if they would have kept it the -16, they would have beat it and everyone would have been happy. And
exactly. And I feel like that would have been a much better result than where we're at now. But what can you do? There's nothing you could do. That was a huge catalyst. So what's next for Nio? I think the next big catalyst for Nio, obviously, is their quarter one results of 2021, but also them expanding into Europe in quarter two of 2021. So I think those are going to be big players here. Again, Nio is a long-term hold. This is not something, I feel like a lot of people come to Nio expecting to day trade this thing or swing trade this within a week. You can do that. You know, we're dipping back down into the 40s, but expecting it to hit, we hit a high of like $64 in January. So it's like, you're expecting, so I feel like a lot of people are expecting so much out of Nio because there's so many people that are backing it because of what they did in 2020. So it's definitely a long-term play. You're not going to be able to swing trade Nio and expect great results. It's just not going to happen. That whole doubling, tripling your money, you know, is over because of the fact that how expensive the stock is now.
Right, it's not a $4 stock anymore.
Exactly, so. Exactly. If you want that, if you want those results, go to penny stocks, man. Get out of here.
Right.
Get out of here. But yeah, you could see like through the charts and stuff that they tweeted out earlier, you know, their gross revenue, you know, obviously everything was way higher again than what they expected, you know, almost doubling what they did in quarter three of 2020. And again, the delivery numbers weren't there in February, but they're expecting over 20,000 deliveries in quarter one of 2021. So fingers crossed that they crush it in March. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully they can just kill it. Like you said, with the Chinese New Year and, you know, February already being shorter than what it is, you know, what are you going to do?
Right. I mean,
I'm still optimistic about it.
If there was normal amount of days in February, they would have beat their January numbers. But people don't really think about that. They just see the $5,000 or 5,000, you know, cars delivered. They don't really think any further than that. And then they compare it to January and they start freaking out.
Right.
So.
Right. Exactly. And, you know, I'm still very optimistic about Nio. I see great things coming from them. I still see this being a $500 stock, you know, in the 5 years from now. But going back to Nio, you can say something?
You were talking about the semiconductor thing a little while back. I was just going to say that there was a news article this morning that came out that, I mean, this also isn't helping their stock today, but they came out and said that right now they're doing like 10,000 cars a month. And in the second quarter, they're going to have to drop back down to $7,500, or I keep saying dollars, 7,500 cars a month because of the semiconductor shortage. So at least they're still able to do 7,500. Like, it's better than GM having to shut down for like a month and Tesla shutting down for a couple days. Like, they're still producing a good amount of cars. They're just having to cut it back a little bit.
Right. And this is a whole industry-wide issue, not just a Nio issue. This is Tesla's, you know, EV industry. This is the chip manufacturing industry. AMD struggling. You know, you can't buy an AMD processor to save your life right now. You know, the EV industry is just as bad. Like, it's just an overall, it's not looking good right now.
Yeah.
So the cash balance on hand though was really good. You know, $6.5 billion. That's fantastic. But you know, expecting that to go down because you know they're building more factories. You're expecting more, you know, research and development, everything. You know, they're putting out more battery swapping stations, and you know, maybe they'll partner with Sinopec, and you never know. You know, that could be another big catalyst. I know there's a lot of people waiting for that. Hopefully, something new comes out about that. But I don't know. Right now, again, you know, the whole industry itself is hurting. So there's really not a whole lot anybody can do about it. It's just a matter of just holding it out and waiting in the long run.
Yeah, he did give us a little teaser. William Lee, he said that they might do a mass market car. That's pretty much all he gave us. So they might eventually, you know, a few years down the road, give us a $25,000-$35,000 car that, you know, the average person can buy,
which is what is needed.
Right. Because I haven't heard anything about it for a while, but after the sedan they're releasing at the beginning of next year, they are working on another sedan, which is going to be like their flagship sedan, which is, you know, it's going to be even more expensive than their first sedan they released. So in my opinion, they kind of need to go the other way with how expensive the cars are. But he did say that there is potential that they will do that. So that is, I mean, that's good news.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's pretty much gonna wrap up this video. Let us know in the description, or let us know in the comments. What did you guys think of Nio earnings? You guys still holding on to it? You guys selling? You buying more? What are you guys doing? Let us know down below. Also, thank you guys so much for the 1,000 subs. We cannot thank you guys enough. Again, if you guys like this kind of content, hit the like, share, notification bell, all that good stuff. It helps us grow the channel. Also, again, Patreon in the description if you guys want to get into our private Discord over there and have a great time with our community. Got over 100 members in the Discord right now, so if you want to. Yeah, links down below. Got a couple dollar spots left. Go ahead, get over there if you want to. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. But again, thank you guys so much for all you do. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.